How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we come together to raise our vibration, lift our perspective, and build a positive mindset. My name is Henry, and I'm so thankful to have each and every one of you here today because in this episode, we're going to talk about how to receive anything you want and why the hard thing that you're going through right now, the struggle, the hurt, whatever it is, why it's actually for you to have what it is that you desire. Make sure you stay tuned to the very end because we're going to do a deep, healing, meditative breath to take this message with us and move into the day. So when we want something, whether it's the dream relationship, the dream job, the dream income, the dream experience, the dream place to live, whatever it is, when there's this desire for something different than you're in, a lot of times what we go through in between stops us, not because it's a roadblock, but it's because we shift our focus. You see, to receive something, if you're going to believe in the law of attraction, to receive something, you have to become the equivalent energy of it. Otherwise, you would already have it. And here's a perfect example. If you're someone that builds wealth, they create some money, they make a lot of money, and then something happens where they lose it. And then they start with someone else that has never built wealth. Who do you think is going to build it faster? The person that knows the energy that it needs to be in. The person that knows how to become that, even if they lost it before. Well, if you have to become something different, then you have to understand that there must be a process to get there. The great thing is you don't need to know the process. You just have to understand what it is that's happening in your experience. This life that you're having is an experience. What that means is it's something that you are experiencing. It's not the life. It's not the real thing. It's something for you to grow. Just like you experience a movie, just like you experience a workout, just like you experience a meal. Like that's not the end all be all. They lead to something. When you eat a meal, it leads to a feeling, to taste, to filling your stomach, to growing your body, whether it's your muscles or your mind. Like it leads to something. When you listen to music, when you watch a movie, it leads to a feeling. It leads to something else. So this life is the same thing. It leads to something else. It leads to a state of being. So when you get something in your head that you desire something, whether it's a person, place, or thing, when you get in your head like, oh, I got to have that. That's what I want. That's what I desire. And then the universe starts putting all these problems on your plate because you say, I'm going to quit my job, but I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to stop eating this way and I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to do this so I can have this. Like when you say that, you commit to it, the universe is going to throw everything that's the opposite of that your way so that you can become it. It's not a punishment. The bad things don't happen because you deserve the bad things. The bad things happen because you deserve the type of being that can go through something and become something else. That's what you are. You are an energy that operates at a certain frequency, and the frequency that you operate is the frequency that you experience and see. And so if you change your frequency, what you experience and see changes as well. It is all a gift. And this is one of the most powerful beliefs that someone can have. If you believe that everything is a gift, if you believe that everything is for you, if you believe that everything can empower you, if you believe that everything can uplift your energy, if that's the belief that you have about your experience, guess what happens when you have something come at you? You look for the good in it. You look at it and you say, how can I grow from this? What happens when I move on from this? What happens when I celebrate the victory? What happens when I make it through? What happens when I still act in alignment against whatever is happening? When you become that person, you not only start loving the journey, you not only start loving the hurdles, but you start loving your now. One of the biggest mistakes that people make, and maybe it's a mistake, maybe it's just a misunderstanding or just lack of knowing, is I'll be happy when. I'll be fulfilled when. I'll be satisfied when. I will be this person when. I will act this way when. If you start operating that, you're going to understand that you are a state of being. So if you are someone or a state of being that says, I will do this when this happens, then you are always the state of being as I will do this when this happens. So when you get to the there that you think you're going to, you will still be the person that thinks something else has to happen. So again and again and again, you'll find yourself in a situation where something else has to happen. Instead of thinking that, okay, everything is now, there is no past, there is no future, it's just now. We can reflect and think on the past and we can imagine and create of the future, but we can only experience now. In fact, if you're experiencing the past or you're experiencing the future, you are completely out of alignment with self and you're not operating in your true being. And so when you're operating now and you're thinking, okay, I want this money, I want to live a life of abundance. I want to have a nice house. I want to have a nice car. I want to have abundance in a way where I'm not worried where my food's coming from. I'm not worried what's going to happen. Like, I want that freedom. I want to be able to travel. I want the family. I want all of those things. That's the desire I have. When you start having that in your head, then everything that starts coming to you is actually coming to you so that you can receive it. But what's coming to you is the opposite of that, because you're going to operate in alignment with it, with what you want to become, and then you're going to attract that. This life is meant to grow you. This life is meant to uplift you. This life is meant to expand you. So when you put this mission in your head, when you put this vision that, okay, by September 1st, by the beginning of September, this is what my life's going to be like. Well, guess what? Everything is going to start happening that will stop that from happening. But it's not actually happening to stop it. It's actually happening so you can become it. Because when you actually achieve it against the adversity, against the distractions, even if you get knocked down, even if you make mistakes, when you actually achieve it, then you know you're the thing. And so when you leave this life, when you depart at the end and you reflect and you know what your state of being is, you're going to see, oh, I leveled up there. I leveled up there. I leveled up there. I leveled up there. I'm very satisfied with my life because I came here to level up. You didn't come here to just be the same. You didn't come here to shrink. You didn't come here to be smaller. You came here to be more. Love, the highest frequency, we call it love, but our idea of what love is and what that highest frequency is very far off. But the highest frequency, the purest existence is what we're trying to work to become. But outside this physical world, there's no delays, there's no stoppage. So you are as you are. You think negative outside of this, guess what? You're going down to match that frequency immediately. But here on earth, here on this human experience, if you have a bad thought, you don't get the bad thing right away. If you have a positive thought, you don't get the good thing right away. There's a gift of time. There's a delta that happens to serve you. There's obstacles that are serving you. All of this is for you. You just lost the person you love. That hurts. I can't imagine the pain, whether they actually are gone, they're no longer here with us, or they no longer want to be with you anymore, or whatever the reason is, that really hurts. It doesn't mean that you just ignore that hurt and you just are happy-go-lucky and you move on anyway. No, you can have the hurt. Maybe you lost the job of your dreams. Maybe you started a business and it fell apart and you lost all your money. Whatever it is, that thing is not your total experience. That thing is just a piece of it. So what do you do from there helps promote who you become. You see, when you have the failure, if that's what we call it, when you have the obstacle, when you have the hurt, you can become more. That's why they say it's not how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you get up. Because each time you get knocked down, each time you get up, you're bigger. It takes something more powerful to knock you down when you reflect. It takes something more powerful to knock you down when you reflect and grow. It takes something more powerful to knock you down when you start looking forward to the thing because you're like, show me the obstacle so I can grow. Show me the pain so I can learn. Show me it all because I am here for more. When you start realizing that that's the ladder, you expand freely. Because you're no longer locked in. You're no longer held back by the fear of the hardness that's to come. Now, this is not an easy mindset to take in. This is not something that you're going to listen to one episode of something and master. But the seed can be planted, and that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to take a deep breath, and we're going to plant a seed. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a deep breath in as we breathe in together. I want you to imagine your mind. In fact, you can physically do this. You can pick a seed, put it between your two fingers, and place it into the center of your mind. Just put it right in your forehead, right in that third eye, and plant that seed. As you feel the seed getting implanted in your mind, just really push it in there. Give energy to that seed. Is that seed belief? Is that seed belief in that you can grow through hard things? Is that seed a belief that what is happening for you? And yes, it hurts, but it's so you can get what you truly want. You know, it hurts when you lose a dream job. But when you keep growing, you keep on your pursuit of what you truly desire to be, what does it feel when the next thing comes that's so much better? What does it feel when the right relationship comes, when the right partner comes, when the right thing comes that you couldn't have had if you couldn't let go of the thing that hurt you when it left, if you couldn't let go of the thing that dropped you when you left, if you couldn't let go of the thing that dropped you to your knees when you left? That's why you got to grow. That's why this is all happening for you. So we're going to take this deep breath in, visualize that seed as you're holding your breath, watch that seed just expand into your mind. Feel it planted, the belief that these things are happening for you. And as you breathe out, see yourself moving through. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. and out. I don't know how to say it other than it's all happening for you. It's all happening for you. It doesn't matter if it's not fair. It doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense. It doesn't matter if it hurts. It's all happening for you. I think about it, not that I use the Bible or reflect on those things too much for things like this, but every story in there, someone goes through immense adversity. Why are all the stories of people that go through things the ones that are shown to us to show the glory of what's on the other side? Why isn't that the story of the person that just had everything perfect? You know, they were born good looking, they were born with all the money, they had a perfect life, nothing ever happened. Why is it not those stories? No, it's always the stories of adversity. It's not to show you that, hey, go through adversity and have nothing. No. Is to show you that these beings, these people became powerful enough to be used as an example of life because they went through these things. That their internal state was so high because they went through those things. So that's what we got to do. That's how we rise up and become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode was impactful and gave you a different perspective on whatever it is that you're going through. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link down below. It'll keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram and TikTok down below. I appreciate all the follows there. Well, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.